Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to practice using our computer to learn. Let's make sure we're ready by saying eyes watching, ears listening, voices quiet, bodies still. Very good. We're going to begin with our foundational skills. Let's begin with our first sound or our first blend, st. Can you say that? St. Like in star. Say sp. Sp. Like in spider. Say sl. Sl. Like in slide. Now say sn. Sn. Like in snail. Very good. Let's review this week's sight words. Say come. I asked my friend if she wanted to come to my house to play. Come. Our next word is from. Can you say from? We took a bus from school to the museum. From. This word is if. Can you say if? I wonder if my dog will like my new pet fish. Our last new word is stop. Say stop. We stop at the crosswalk and wait for the crossing guard. Stop. All right. Remember, we have been learning all about our country called America. Remember, we are learning how America is so special. Our module is titled Home of the Free and the Brave. Let's take a look at where we've been, where we're going, and where we're at right now. Our essential question is what makes the USA special? Last week, we learned all about our country or our land, and we learned lots of new vocab words called landforms, like the mountains and the ocean and the desert. This week, we have been learning about our traditions. So that's things that we do. And we have been learning about working as a team. This week, we've learned all about baseball. Next week, in week 3, we'll learn about our leaders, important people to our country. And then at the end of our module, on week 4, we'll learn about our freedom, or what makes us have special rights that other countries might not have. Okay, let's read today's objective. Say, I can retell the beginning, middle, and end of Take Me Out to the Yaku by cutting, gluing, and speaking. Good job. That's our kindergarten reading literature standard 2.2. Today, we're going to focus on speaking because you will be saying the beginning, middle, and end of the story into the media recording. Let's begin with a warm-up. Find a turn and talk partner. What do you remember from the story, Take Me Out to the Yaku? Mochi, in the story Take Me Out to the Yaku, what do you remember? Turn and tell your friend. We're going to listen. Wow, let me share with Mochi what I remember. I remember that in Take Me Out to the Yaku, we learned about baseball in America and in Japan. We learned that in America, they have a pitcher that throws the ball really far. And if you get a home run, that means you knock the ball out of the park and you get to run around all 3 bases. And we also learned that in Japan and in America, after you're done with the baseball game, the character came home, he had a snack, and he took a bath. Wow, we learned a lot from that story. Okay, we have been introduced to this train in the past. You've already seen this train lots of times in reading and in math. This train shows us the beginning, the middle, and the end. Remember, the plot is what happens in a story, and we can tell the plot by saying the beginning, middle, and end. Yesterday in writing, I told you a story all mixed up, and it made no sense because I started in the middle, then I went to the end, and then I went back to the beginning. And you were scratching your head and saying, that doesn't make any sense, Miss Murphy. Well, today you're going to practice telling the story in order. All right, today when I reread Take Me Out to the Akio, I want you to think about the beginning, middle, and end of the story. What happens first? What does he do in the middle? And then what happens at the end? So turn on your listening ears. I'm going to read the story, but I'm only going to read the American side. While I'm going to read, you are going to think, or I'm going to think. What happened on the first pages? What happened in the middle? And what happened at the end? So when I read, you guys are going to be thinking, okay? I love baseball in America and in Japan. My American pop-pop takes me to watch baseball at the stadium. I'm thinking. So at the beginning, he tells us he loves baseball. And he goes to the game with his grandpa or his pop-pop. He goes to the game at a stadium. In America, we drive to the game in our long, old station wagon. Okay, so in the beginning of the story, I'm going to share what happens. So I'm going to step in and act like I'm you, okay? All right, so in the beginning, he's with his pop-pop, and they drive their car to the baseball game at the stadium. All right, I'm going to step back out. I noticed that I had to first read the pages. Then, after that, I had to remember what happened. I couldn't make something else up that didn't happen. I had to say exactly what happened at the beginning. Are we there yet? In America, Pop Pop gets me a giant foam hand. In America, Pop Pop also gets us hot dogs and peanuts before we find our seats. It's time for the game. In America, the pitcher throws a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. In America, we cheer, win, 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 get a hit, go for it. It's a crack home run. In America, in the 7th inning, we sing, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and then we stretch. My favorite American team won. Yay, go team! After the game is over, Pop-Pop gets me my favorite player's jersey, or his shirt with his number on it. Are we home yet? Yes, we are. Grandma has a snack and bath waiting for me. What a wonderful day. Okay, now we're going to work together, boys and girls, to retell the story. Here are the pictures from the story. Let's talk about each one first and say what's happening. Then we will tell what happened first, then what happened next. Let's start at the beginning. Okay, so in this picture, we see the little boy buying a jersey or a shirt after the game. In this picture, we can see that the little boy and his grandpa are singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and they're stretching because they've been sitting for a long time watching the game. In this picture, we see him asleep at the end of the day. In this picture, we see them driving in the station wagon on their way to the game. In this picture, we see hot dogs and chips. They got a snack while they were at the game. And in this picture, we see them at the game. So let's do a quick turn and talk. Which one do you think happened first? Turn and tell your neighbor. Wow, stop and give me 5. I noticed that Rain said they didn't get their jersey at the beginning. And I heard Ethan say they didn't get hot dogs at the beginning of the story. And my friend Karen said he didn't go to sleep at the beginning. That doesn't make sense. And Naomi said that they weren't at the game at the beginning because they had to get there. So that leaves us with 2 pictures left. Were they singing a song at the beginning, or were they driving to the stadium at the beginning? If you think they were at the game singing a song, give me a thumbs up at the beginning. If you think they had to drive to the stadium at the beginning, give me a thumbs up. Good job. That's right. They had to first drive there. Remember, your job today is to retell the beginning, middle, and end of the story by cutting, gluing, and speaking. How will you know if you learned this? Well, first, you have to retell the beginning, middle, and end by gluing your pictures in order. Then you have to retell the story to a partner. Okay, so you have 6 pictures. You have to glue them in order. Let's go back and do the first 2 together. We've decided he had to drive to the game, and now he's at the game. He's driving to the stadium. Does he buy a jersey next? Does he sing a song? Does he go to sleep? Does he eat hot dogs and chips, or is he at the game? Turn and tell your neighbor, which one do you think comes next? Okay, I heard SB say he isn't buying a jersey. He doesn't do that until after the game is over. And I heard Jaden say he's not singing the song because that's not till the 7th inning. And I heard Jasmine say he's not asleep. That doesn't make any sense. And I heard London say he's not eating hot dogs yet because he's not at the game. So that leaves us with this picture, friends. After he drove in the car, he had to get to the game. Okay. Friends, we've done the first 2 pictures together. Now you will need to cut and glue and put these pictures in order to retell the story, starting with the beginning, then telling the middle, and finally the end. The middle looks a little tricky, so let's review it. The B is for beginning, and then in the middle, a lot of things happen. So start with 1 and go in order. 2, 3, 4. Finally, the E is for the end. Let's recall that your objective was to retell the beginning, middle, and end of the story by cutting, gluing, and speaking. Before I give you your papers to cut and glue, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Do you think you're going to be able to retell the story in order? Good, I see a lot of thumbs up. Why do you think good readers need to be able to retell the beginning, middle, and the end? Because good readers want to make a picture in their mind and they want to be able to tell the story, retell to someone who's never read it before. If you are able to retell it, that means you really understood what was going on. Okay, at this point, I'm going to say bye. You're going to raise your hand for your paper and to get your toolbox. I can't wait to see you retell the story from beginning, middle to end. Bye now.